Chris, thanks. Toledo's newest plan to tackle violence is by getting deep into the neighborhoods where it's happening. Starting next week, the city will mobilize what's called violence interrupters. Emma Henderson tells us how this group is separate from police and how it plans on making an immediate impact.
Starting next week, Toledo joins Milwaukee, Minneapolis, and Atlanta. Much bigger cities, sure, but all with a common problem and a hopeful solution.
Gun violence is going up across the country. And so with that, it'll take a community effort to address what we're seeing.
Cure Violence Global has helped to set up violence interrupter programs in all those spots, and Toledo is next. A team of 4 will be out in the Junction, Englewood neighborhoods starting next Tuesday, setting up an office inside the Frederick Douglass Center. Who are Toledo's violence interrupters? One of them is Isaac Mills, who says he turned away from a life on the streets.
I was on one side of the fence of violence, and now I'm on the other side.
The city analyzed data to find a hot spot for violence. In this neighborhood alone, there have been 5 homicides so far this year. Miles applied for this role because he believes face-to-face interaction with people can prevent arguments from escalating into violence.
I can't remember a time when there was any organization going into the inner cities or in the hoods trying to get people to do the right thing. Not only are we trying to stop the violence or bring down the violence number, we're trying to build productive civilians in society.
At a meeting earlier this year about gun violence, Toledo Police Chief George Krall said a big issue they're facing is people not speaking with police after crimes have been committed. So violence interrupters bring in a new approach.
They are not police. This is not the police. They do not do police work. There is no intersection with their work and police work.
Either way, they say job number 1 is turning high-risk individuals into no-risk individuals. That starts in 5 days. In Central Toledo, Emma Henderson, WTOL 11.
The Junction Englewood neighborhood is the only place in which the violence interrupters will work. The city is hoping to expand to 3 neighborhoods by next summer.
Meanwhile, former mayor and current candidate for mayor, Carney Finkbeiner, is weighing in on Mayor Kapsikavich's new program to curb violence. He says it should be the police's responsibility to halt violence, not these new interrupters.
So we, number 1, must let Toledo Police Department head the effort to quell the violence in our city. Get the mayor, get anybody who hasn't had experience in this out in the decision making. Put the decision making in the hands of the policemen and women who work the neighborhoods, who know what's going on.
Finkbeiner says young men and women like the ones hired as violence interrupters should be doing other jobs. He suggested they could improve blight or work in the parks systems.